Look up here at these two items that I have written on the whiteboard. The first thing we're going to talk about is Harriet Tubman. What I want you to do right now, you will have 5 seconds all by yourself to write down some things you remember about Harriet Tubman. So I will set the timer for 5 seconds. When the timer goes off, then you will put your pencil down. So I'm going to start the timer. When I say go, please start writing down whatever you remember, anything at all about Harriet Tubman. Go. Please stop. Put your pencils down. And now you have 30 seconds in your table groups to talk to each other about the things that you wrote down. And then I will be picking a stick, and the stick that I choose is the person who will share with the rest of the class about things that you have talked about with your table groups. Okay, your 30 seconds starts now. All right, pencils down, please, and I am choosing a stick. And this person will let us know what you and your table group talked about. Give us one idea, please, about something regarding Harriet Tubman. Ryan, can you please give us an idea?
Save 200 slaves.
Would you please speak up?
Save 200 slaves.
All right. We did talk about the number of people that she did help escape to freedom. Zach, something your table group came up with.
She ran from her owner.
You're right, she did. Very good. Would you please now listen very carefully, because we are taking some of the information that we just talked about, as well as all the things we've been learning this week about the Civil War and last week about the Civil War, and we are going to go on to some activities which I have listed up here. So what I need for you to do right now is just put your pencil in your desk. You can leave your notebooks open. Pencils in your desk so that I know that you're listening to directions. I'm going to be moving around the classroom, and I'm going to show you where every activity is located. The activities that you are choosing from today are related directly to Harriet Tubman and the Underground Railroad. So everything that you would be thinking about and working on is directly related to those two concepts. So I'll start over here with number 1, the map. So if you choose to do the map, all the materials that you need are over here. The directions specifically are written on this piece of paper, and it tells you what you need to do with your map. So I will read these through to you, and then when you come to choose, if this is the one you choose, you will take one of these, so you have this as well. You will have a rubric that goes along with the map, and this explains to you how your map will be scored. If you would choose to work for 4s, 4s are right here. This is what you need in order to earn 4s in all of these different areas. If you want 3s, 2s, or 1s, this is what you would need to do. So when you come to take the map, you will also take one of these. And before you get started on your map, please read through these so you know what you need to do to earn the score that you would like to earn. The maps themselves are here. And remember, there is some information in this book that talks about slave routes and which states were for the Union and which states were for the Confederacy, and some of the territories as well. So you would need a map. And these books, remember, are referenced. If you need to come and look at them, you would do it here and leave them here. Please do not take them back to your spot, because other people might want to use them. The map activity says, your job is to make a map of a possible route for a slave seeking freedom using the Underground Railroad. The second one, what does it say?
Story retell.
Okay, the story retell is located here. It's based on the book The Drinking Gourd. And we have done story retells before. You are choosing the triangle to talk specifically about the beginning, the square for the middle, and the circle is where you list how the problem was solved in the story. You have an explanation, which will serve as your rubric as well. So you need to make sure, if you are interested in doing your very best work, that you will include all the information that's listed right here. Your finished product, what does number 3 say?
Persuasive.
Remember, an author has 3 reasons for writing, 3 purposes. We know one is persuasive. Please raise your hand if you know another one. My goodness, that's awesome. David? Okay, persuade, inform, and there's one left. Everybody say it. What is it?
Entertain.
Good job. It's entertain. So, if you choose to write the persuasive paragraph, your materials are back here. It says, write and deliver a paragraph persuading someone to become a safe house along the Underground Railroad. Remember, your purpose is to persuade. You are trying to convince me to become a safe house. Okay, what does number 4 say?
Diary.
Okay.
Diary.
You are going to be writing either a diary entry, which is over here. And remember, this book here is not because it has anything to do with the Civil War, but because it's set up like a what?
Diary.
And we've already read this, correct? So you can refer to the way the diary was written in here. Every single entry has a what? It has a date, right. And is it written very formally? Is it written like you're writing to the President of the United States or something like that? No. Pretend that you are a runaway slave on the Underground Railroad. Write at least 3. So how many does that mean? You have to have how many at least?
3.
Could you do more?
Yeah.
You sure can. Entries detailing your trip. Be realistic. Dates, events, settings, and people. The next thing is what? What's number 5?
Persuasive ad poster.
The reason it says add poster is because you can make it look like an advertisement or you can make it look like a poster. I don't care which, as long as it's persuasive. And your job on that particular one is to persuade me to become a safe house. Should you use some words? Should you use words that are only relative to making me want to become a safe house on the Underground Railroad? Should you tell me something like, oh, it is so dangerous, you need to be really careful? Do you think I would want to hear that if I was thinking about it?
No.
No, you need to tell me why that would be a good thing for me to do. And once again, you have a rubric back here so that you can look at the rubric before you get started so you know what I expect you to do if you choose to do this activity. All right, I need to explain one more, and what is that? Comic strip. Your comic strip should have at least 3 panels. We talked about panels. We looked at panels. Your comic strip should be about an escaping slave on the Underground Railroad. Be realistic. Date, events, setting, people. And your strip must include dialogue. And remember this book that we've been through that is an example of a historical lesson, more in comic book form than the normal book form. So that would be a reference as well. And there's other books that I can help you find if you need them. And this is the material you would use for your comic strip. Could you do more than 3 panels if you wanted to?
Yes.
You certainly could. All right, in your notebook right now, take out your pencil. On the same page that we were on before, you are deciding which one of these activities you are going to work on. If you're choosing number 1, you're choosing the map. If you're choosing number 2, it's the story retell. Write down what you're choosing.